Welcome to Chapter 7, Lesson 3. We are going to be taking a look here at the way in which World War I was fought and the way in which World War I comes to a close. Specifically, we'll be looking at that last essential question of why do nations go to war? And essentially, right, you got to understand that nations go to war because they believe they can win. And in the case of all of these different countries that were fighting in World War I, whether you are in brown, the central powers of Germany, Austria, Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria, or whether you are the Allied powers in that kind of light green of France or Italy, Russia, and Great Britain, what you need to realize is that all of these countries had a belief that their side was capable of winning. Remember, we looked at that military spending from the beginning of World War I when we were in arms races, and in each of these countries felt like they had a shot at winning. They actually believed that this was going to be an incredibly swift victory for their country as they were beginning. But war had changed. Not in the very beginning, of course, but war definitely did change. For example, in the first 2 weeks, Germany had incredible success. They invaded through Belgium. That's what led Britain to join the war against Germany, Austria-Hungary, and help out France and Russia. And they had closed to within quite some distance of France, actually, of Paris, France, not too far away. But then something happened, and that something was that the French and the British realized that there was something new about this war, that artillery, machine guns were killing people at a pace never before seen. And I'm not talking about, just here or there. I'm talking about a tremendous upsurge in the way in which people are killed, the volume, the speed at which people are wounded and injured. And not into the scale of like just a couple hundred here. We're talking about hundreds of thousands. So before long, within the space of weeks, as death tolls became catastrophic, these armies looked for ways to protect themselves against these new and better weapons which could fire faster, longer, and from further away. The example here that we're looking at would be trenches. As artillery fire becomes the most prominent and vicious way of killing those people killing your enemy in World War I, each side begins to use trenches lined with barbed wire, mines, machine guns, to protect themselves, not just from the enemy soldier, but from enemy artillery fire. We'll do an example of this in class to help you understand why this is important. But when you stay rooted in one spot for years, and that's what we're talking about here, in some cases you were in the same trench for years, you're going to see incredible changes to the way wars are fought, whether it's going to be disease or whether it's going to be casualties versus deaths. A casualty is a wounding. It's not an actual death. It's going to be an incredibly difficult and bitter war, thanks to the way in which it's fought, because every time somebody comes up with a way of stopping this mass killing, the opponent is going to come up with yet a more efficient way of killing someone. And let me show you what we mean by that.